The Taipei Bike Show is one of the most important industry events in the calendar. There is loads of cool stuff here. And as you can see, I now work for GMBN, so I get to show you all the most amazing lightweight cross-country kit out there. And there's some other stuff too, like a dropper post. Anyway, let's start with tyres. There's loads of new stuff. This bike looks a little on the large side. It is. It's a 36er. You don't see many of them around. I've got no idea how it'd ride. I think I might flip the stem. Hope is showing two new cassettes. Now we've got the wide-ranging cassette, which is machined into two pieces. So the larger 4 cogs made out of aluminium, and then the smaller 7 cogs made out of steel. 10 to 44 teeth, and it's super light, 284 grams for the cassette. So that's pretty punchy. We've also got a downhill specific cassette, so that's 7 speed, and that's 10 to 24. KS are showing their wireless dropper post. Now it's still at the prototype stage yet, so they say they've got the functionality where they want it, but it's the aesthetics that they're going to be working on next. So ultimately, this wireless box at the back won't be there, and then also the switch will look very different as well. But as I say, functionally they've got it where they want it. It uses the normal KS internal, so a mixture of air and oil, and then you also get your micro adjust still as well, because all the wireless electric stuff does is literally flip a switch, the switch that would normally be activated by your cable. Now, no word yet on when this is actually going to hit the market, but by the look of it, they're quite a long way down the line. So we come to crankbrothers to check out their stamp pedals. Now they were actually announced back in August, but they're shipping now, so we thought we really need to take a closer look. So the first thing that you'll see is the fact that they come in 2 different sizes. The idea being, of course, that people's feet are different sizes. So the smaller one is 100 millimeters across, and that's optimized for shoe sizes between apparently 38 and 42. Then the larger one is 110 mil across, and that is for shoe sizes above 43. Now the other thing you'll notice as well is just how narrow that pedal is. So it's only 12 millimeters, giving you great clearance, and then also lowering you over the bike still further. And then if you look closer still, there's 1.5 millimeters of concavity there as well. So that's going to be a really nice, secure grip on your foot. There's a couple of really interesting new things over at FSA. Now we're stood here by their revised cranksets for 2017, and they've gone into what they're calling a modular system. So in theory, the same crankset can run any format of chain rings, so 1, 2 or 3, and they are also, you can use the same cranks for boost and standard. So you simply swap out that spacer, the chainring bolts straight onto the cranks. You swap that spacer to go from a boost chain line to a standard chain line. In theory, that would mean your Q factor is a little bit wider, but that may or may not be of interest to you. Also, the other interesting thing they've got is their new 1x chain rings. Now they're making them out of steel. FSA have rightly pointed out that a 1x chain ring gets quite a lot more wear than a 2x setup. So they're making them out of steel, so in theory that is going to last a lot longer. No word on chain wear, but there we go. And then the other thing they've got is a new dropper post. This is their gravity one. They've also got a cross-country one that's a little bit lighter. Really nice, cable actuated, 100 mil of travel or 125 mil of travel. For those of you riding 27 plus, or in fact just looking into it, you'll be pleased to see, no doubt, that a lot of the big tyre manufacturers are increasing the range they offer in that size. So Maxxis here will now offer the Recon, the High Roller and the Minion in a 27 plus size. We're over at PRAXIS Works because we spotted a new crankset. It's called the Lift. It's actually a carbon chainset, even though it doesn't look like it. They've had to paint up what was their prototype crankset in order to bring it here and launch it at the show. Now, it's compatible with PRAXIS Works bottom brackets. Now you'd be familiar with them because they may well have answered your prayers if you suffer from a creaky press fit. So basically it'll fit any kind of bottom bracket standard. Now weight is supposedly about the same as XX1, so super duper light, and it'll be compatible with boost and standards and any ring configuration you want to throw at it. It's a pretty versatile crankset. It's not new, but it is very recent. This is SRAM's NX1 drivetrain, so it brings 1x group sets right down to lower price points. All the features there that you'd expect. So we've got a narrow wide chainring, monster range on the cassette, and also no chain slap. Sticking with SRAM a minute, we've also had a good look at their new level brakes. So these are designed for cross country. They took loads of the tech that was in their guide series and then condensed it all, made it a little bit lighter. So they've gone from a 4-piston to a 2-piston brake. Their ultimate, so that's the lightest one in the range, is about 318 grams for a complete front brake. So it's about 60 to 80 grams lighter than the equivalent guide brake. One of the really nice things about them is that the range goes from super cheap right up through to high end as well. So they're actually accessible to everyone. This is TOPEAK's JOEBLOW booster, and it's their solution to the problem of seating tubeless tyres. So you turn your normal track pump with the flick of a switch into charge mode. Then when you pump, the air is stored in this cylinder here, right up to 160 psi. Then with the flick of that switch again, the air is released, the volume of an air compressor straight back out. For many people, the announcement that Aaron Gwin was going to use TRP brakes this year, we might have been the first that actually heard of this company. But it's long established, and in fact the model that Aaron's using, the Quadium, isn't exactly new either. It's been around for a year, but I thought I'd take you through it anyway, just in case. So, as the name suggests, it's a 4-piston design, 2 different size pistons actually, a 14mm and a 16mm, meaning that they actually actuate at different times, so that improves the modulation. Otherwise, as you might expect, there's a reach adjust on the lever and a carbon blade. And we can probably imagine that they're going to be going really quite fast this year. Now, if you think you need to brush up on your braking performance, then if you click just up there, we've got a great video on how to brake like a pro. Or if it's more tech that you're after, click just down there and you get straight through to the GMBN Tech playlist. Otherwise, make sure you subscribe to the channel. Do so just there.